And what's up, everyone? Good morning. I hope we're live. I think we're live. My email says we're live, so we must be live. Welcome to another DoMoreLife Sunday edition of a live stream in which there will be many pieces of information for you guys today. I love the conversation you guys are having over here in the chat already. Bob says LDs just prolong things. Those that have underlying conditions free to take the precautions they deem necessary. As for the rest of us, let us live our lives. Love that statement, Bob. Love it. Mr. Charles White, welcome. Let me say welcome to everybody real quick before we get started here. Anon, welcome. Hey, Jose, welcome to you. We have Mr. Bob in the house that I just read a statement from. I appreciate that. Mr. Charles White, thank you for joining, sir. Appreciate you being here as always. Mr. Lyle, hello. Good to see you. Mr. Filthos, glad you are here, sir. And Ottoman Asia, glad to see you. Prep for it. Good to see you again. Glad you guys are all back, man. Oven preheating for the pizza. Ooh. Pizza is a good thing. Do you have enough for everyone? That's hilarious. Good morning, Mr. Robert Mack. Good to see you in the chat as well. Appreciate you coming by. Thinking of ordering a durian pizza for delivery for dinner tonight. Durian pizza. I've never even thought about that. Rocco, good morning. Good to see you. Griffin, good morning. Good to see you as well. Let's jump in here with today's description and what we're going to talk about. And we may vary back and forth a little bit. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. Keep in mind that for channel members, there will be a live stream approximately 10 to 15 minutes after this live stream ends. It'll take me that long to set up a live stream for the channel members. You will find that under the community tab. So, you should get an alert. Make sure channel members, make sure you have the bell beside the subscribe button on my channel. Make sure you click the bell and then click all so you get the notification for the live stream so you won't miss anything. Be sure you are there today. That will be our monthly live stream. In this video discussion, we will discuss where you want to travel in Thailand. We discussed this in the context of Thailand travel and tourism in 2021. Our topic spotlights will include the following: how to enter Thailand as a foreign tourist in 2021. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that one because we have plenty of videos on how that goes, but I want to give a little refresher for anybody that may be wondering. The 10 best provinces to visit in Thailand. Now, this is an article that the Tiger put out, and I'm just going to kind of highlight a few things and give my opinion. And you guys that have been to these provinces are more than welcome to share your information. Today's live stream will go no more than 1 hour, so we're going to keep it kind of tight and consolidated. Number 3, what Thailand's travel and tourism industry may look like in 2021. So we're going to do some educated guessing, which is something we don't do a lot of on here. If you have not hit the like button, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. Number 4, the best cities to visit in Thailand. So we'll talk about some of the cities that I visited. We'll talk about some of the cities that you visited. And hopefully we get some information. Thailand's most famous tourist destinations like Chiang Mai, Pattaya, Phuket, Bangkok, and more. Talk about those cities in Thailand, and we'll talk about a current situation occurringly. That's not even a word. Currently happening in Bangkok. 6, Thailand's latest travel and news updates. And 7, the Phuket sandbox model. Some tweaks were made yesterday, but does anybody know the final answer to whether the nightlife will be open or not? Officially, no. We don't know. As it stands right now, the answer is no. Because They've not said yes, and it's currently closed. Therefore, by default, you get no. Lyle says English teacher, question mark. Am I an English teacher? Yes, I'm an English teacher. I didn't get it. Lyle, you're probably making a really good joke that I just don't understand. I'm sorry. My bad, man. My bad. My bad. So let's see here. Let's start with the basics. How to enter Thailand as a foreign tourist. Two ways. One, you can enter through the Phuket sandbox model, and we have a number of videos on this channel about the Phuket sandbox model. Okay, so you can check those out. Get started in your home country with the Phuket sandbox model, and that your embassy or consulate should have the information by now to help you get started. Hey, Alan, what's up, buddy? From Portugal. Awesome. Having a blast. I've heard Portugal is a good place to go. Rocco says, is there anyone traveling to Thailand now unless they have family or wife? I think there are going to be some people, some die-hard tourists, some diehard Thailand expats, some people that are just obsessed with Thailand. I think they'll travel here, or they'll at least make an attempt to travel here. I don't know that there will be a lot. They say there's a publication out that Thailand has 1,500 tourists scheduled to arrive July the 1st. The fact of the matter is, yesterday they had 4 cases down there. Yes, Philthos, thank you for reminding me of that. Those who can do, those who can't teach. I appreciate that. I've heard that a lot in my life. So they're still having cases in Phuket, and they were supposed to reach their 70% herd immunity or whatever before the July 1st date. They're not even close on that. My suggestion to anybody wanting to come for the Phuket sandbox model is to wait at least until at least the end of August to let it see how it's going to play out. So the other way you can enter is by doing the normal 14-day queue in an ASQ hotel, which Anon is currently doing. He can give you more information on that. So you do that 14-day queue, and then you should be free to roam around the country. However, there are provincial restrictions popping up left and right. And that is some news I'm going to give you, and that pertains directly to Thailand tourism here in 2021. So you'll see. Anon says, Rocco, consider that Thailand is the only Southeast Asian country even accepting tourists, as the lovely Shalida from Bon Spa said, we're the only game in town. I like that. Alan says, people party here till 7 or 8 a.m. Wow. Where are you at? Lisbon? Is that where you said you were? I can't. Lisbon, Portugal. What's the cost? Just give us an estimated cost of. Are you just that? Well, you're probably just there visiting, Alan. I was going to say, give us an estimated cost of living over there. I'll do my own research. Don't worry about it. Charles says, I would, but too many work-related projects that require my person lifestyle management. Bob says, those who can teach others to teach. Those who can't teach others to teach become administrators. That's a good point. That's good. I like that. So before I go into the 10 provinces, good timing, Robert. There's the PayPal link, guys, as always. You're welcome to contribute to the channel. We had a great day yesterday. I really appreciate that. There's no requirement to contribute to the channel or to me or anything else. If you know the situation, then you know why we've been doing well with the with contributions. And I appreciate Robert putting that PayPal link up there. And maybe we make a little something today. Maybe we don't. Either way, we're going to get the information out to you. So I appreciate that very much. Anon says, Rocco, yeah, I am now officially old retired farts are paying the price to get in the country. I hear you. Filto says, even at 70% of the herd, effectual about half that if they're using the Chinese jab based on effectiveness of it being seen in other countries. Fair enough. Alan says, staying at Airbnb, $42 a night for 7 days. That's expensive. Oh, wait, okay, $42 a night. That's kind of on the expensive side. I'm used to Talbot prices over here, man. But good for you, Alan. Good for you. I hope you're having a good time. That's all that matters. I want to read you guys two things real quick. One, they've been a lot of talk about a LD, or I'll just say lockdown, coming here in Bangkok, where I currently am. So this is from the Bangkok Post, and I was nice enough to provide me with this link. I read it on another site this morning, but I'll read it from here. From the Bangkok Post, it says, new restrictions centered around Bangkok have been announced in a bid to tackle the country's worst outbreak. The new measures will be implemented for 30 days from Monday and include a ban on restaurant dine-ins in Bangkok and 5 surrounding provinces of Nonthaburi, Pattaya, Samut Prakan, Samut Sakhon, and Nakhon Pathom, according to a document published in the Royal Gazette on Saturday night. So if it's published in the Royal Gazette, it's law. Shopping malls in Bangkok or it's approved policy at the very least. Shopping malls in Bangkok and the 5 provinces must be closed by 9 p.m. and parties or celebrations or activities involving a gathering of more than 20 people will be banned for the same duration, the document said. It also said construction sites in the 6 areas will be shut down and workers' camps will be sealed off to contain clusters. The order followed the emergence of more clusters and construction camps in the capital, which had 575 such sites housing about 81,000 workers. Since May, 37 clusters have been found in Bangkok camps. Authorities will set up checkpoints in Bangkok and the 5 provinces to limit travel and relocation of construction workers. In other words, they don't want them going home to their villages where they're from and causing more of a spread. The document said, adding that there will also be checkpoints in the country's 4 southern provinces of Narathiwat, Pattani, Songkhla, and Yala. Which, by the way, those are where the schools that I teach are online. So that's why I'm currently furloughed, guys. Hashtag Bangkok lockdown was trending on Twitter in the early hours into Sunday, with internet users criticizing the timing of the announcement and saying they were taken by surprise by the new measures. The PM said on Friday he wanted to avoid the word lockdown. And that specific businesses and activities would be targeted to contain the outbreak. So, of course, they want to avoid the word. But, let's be honest. It is what it is. In other news, let's see. What did I miss here? Anything? Wouldn't go if I had a tiger. And I says, Rocco, actually, I need my head examined as this is the second time going through that. Yeah, I agree. Okay, next one. Buriram. For those of you that didn't know, the Buriram governor was the one that the only governor that I know of so far that's come out and said that every resident will have to get a jab if if you're a resident of Buriram. But it's in this comes from Thai PBS World. It says Buriram imposes 14-day queue on all arrivals from Bangkok. So if you come from Bangkok and you're going to Buriram, you're going to have to do a 14-day queue. Thailand's northeastern province of Buriram has taken the preventative measures in preparation for the possible arrivals of workers from Bangkok and its vicinities following the closure of construction worker housing there, by mandating all arrivals will be subject to 14 days of local quarantine. Provincial health officials, led by Governor, we'll call him Governor T, and Dr. Pickett, maybe, and then his last name starts with a P, so we'll say Dr. P. Who is the provincial health chief, held an urgent meeting on Friday to discuss measures to respond to an order by the CCSA to close all construction work and housing facilities in the provinces that I mentioned earlier. The doctor told the media after the meeting that several recent infections had been traced to arrivals from these areas who didn't know they were already infected or who did not follow health safety measures and had engaged in social activities. The 14-day local queue applies to people arriving in Buriram from, there's a list of provinces there. You guys can go through it, most of which are the ones I've already read, and there's like 2 more in there. Chonburi is included in there, Trat, and a few more. Arrivals from orange zones will be required to report to a local disease control officials for health assessments. A rapid test will be conducted on suspicious cases, and if they are cleared of infection, they will still be required to isolate at home for 14 days. This guy is not taking any chances up there. Governor T said he has instructed district officials and villages heads to watch out for arrivals from specified areas and to take them for screening and local queue. There are still 43 cases under treatment in hospitals in Buriram province. Meanwhile, the associate professor, director of Thammasat University Field Hospital in Pattaya said today that the management of the university has decided to keep the facility open to cope with the surge of new infections in and around Bangkok. So they're taking it very serious up in Buriram. Now, Ross, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Ed, how you doing, man? Good to see you from the good old Philippines over there. Glad you dropped by. Nice to see you in the house. Ross says if they are forcing 14-day queue, a jab should be included. Hey, I agree. I agree 100%. Charles says, come hell, high water, or bureaucratic BS, starting next year, I will be relocated to Thailand for 3 month stints, 3 months remote work, and a month or 2 back in the U.S. to do hands-on projects. There you go. I like it. You got a goal and a plan. That's a good thing, man. And says at Rocco, I figured that 2 weeks is not that bad when the stay will be 1+ year. And that's very true. 2 weeks in the grand scheme of things of your stay is not that bad. If you only have 30 days to come over for a vacation and you have to spend 14 of them in a queue, then that's bad. But if you're going to be here for over a year, a 14-day queue shouldn't be that bad at all. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. Let's go to this article that I was going to talk about. And I'm just going to run over this briefly, guys. Because like I said, this has to be an hour-long live stream. We have a members-only live stream coming up after this one. So, therefore, let me find... let me find the 10... Hang on, my phone's loading. The top 10 provinces to visit in Thailand. That's what we were talking about. And or that's what we're going to talk about. Again, I'm going to go through these briefly. The Tiger put this information out, and I'm not going to go through all the wording and everything. I'm just going to talk about the provinces itself. Number one, Chonburi / Koh Larn. The Coral Island or Koh Larn in Chonburi province is where visitors can escape from Bangkok's busy streets. This little piece of paradise offers blue waters and white sands and is only about 7.5 kilometers away from Pattaya. As a result, it has become a quite popular destination to go in the morning and stay for a few hours. Moreover, if you are looking to do a bit of water sports, the island offers it all, from snorkeling, parasailing. Koh Larn will refresh your mind against the backdrop of palm tree lined beaches, and that is true. That is true. Koh Larn is there's a lot of things to do in Koh Larn. You can stay there. I've been there. I actually walked the entire island instead of taking a scooter or some other kind of transportation. Koh Larn is a nice place. The staff there, the people that live on the island, are very nice people, and I had no problems on Koh Larn at all. The beaches are nice. It's a nice little getaway, and like the article says, it's just a little step off of Pattaya. They have a ferry that runs there that you can take for a little bit of nothing. I forgot how many baht it is exactly, but it's not much. And then you have speedboats. They can take you there. The speedboats will cost more, but they get you there in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's pretty cool. Next up, Samut Sakhon. This is a province I have not been to. I've been in the province. I just haven't gotten to see a whole lot of it. It says if you go to Samut Sakhon province of Thailand, you'll see an amazing floating vineyard. Best of all, it's only 1 hour away from Bangkok. The Siam Winery is an award-winning winery featuring Chat Temp, Moonson Valley wines. Thus, trying these wines is a must-do for visitors to the vineyards. Planted in rectangular aisles, the vines are separated by canals that are reminiscent of Venice. And it goes on to talk about the wines and how they're produced there. You guys can look this up. Number 3, Prachup Kiri Khan, or Wahan. In Prachup Kiri Khan province, the seaside resort of Wahan is definitely, I have been to Wahan, is definitely quite popular with locals and expats alike. As the area is located along the Gulf of Thailand, it is the perfect getaway for those working and living in Bangkok. Furthermore, the area is known for its beautiful landscapes as well as interesting activities for everyone to do. Kids will especially like the water parks and ocean activities that can turn a few hours into a whole day. In Wahan, shopping is plentiful with many new and modern villages offering a themed escape from reality. Santorini Park, for example, is definitely a cool place to visit as its surroundings and decor transcend visitors to Greece. Visiting the temples also provides a bit of cultural education and aesthetically pleasing architectural views. I agree with that. Wahan has some nice beaches as well. Wahan is a city full of expats, and I think that they have some excellent food in Wahan. They have some really good food in Wahan. They have some great night markets in Wahan. It's a really good place to go. It's not that expensive in the grand scheme of things. It's probably about as expensive as Pattaya, for example. Maybe a little bit more. There are tons of resorts there. That we ate at a local restaurant. When I say local, I mean a restaurant that's owned by locals that overlooks the ocean. there at the Gulf of Thailand in Hua Hin. I ate lunch for it was a 3-course lunch, and I ate it for less than 300 baht. So, no, less than 200 baht. So you're talking about $6 for a 3-course meal. And Hua Hin was really, really, really nice. There is, however, I will tell you straight up, there's a lot of expats there. So if you're looking to go to a place to visit and you don't want to be around a lot of expats, that may not be your place. But if you're just going to visit, if you're traveling around, you want to say, hey, I went to Hua Hin and seen some of the cool stuff, definitely go there. Mr. Charles White says Hua Hin was also the royal family's retreat, thus excellent infrastructure and scenery. Good point. Very good point. Number 4, Chiang Rai. I've never been to Chiang Rai. Chiang Rai is way up north. Chiang Rai is Thailand's northernmost province, featuring a strong Lanna identity. Here's where you can find the majestic hill tribes who produce their own handmade arts, crafts, and musics. Speaking a different Thai language than the rest of the area, it is worth exploring the Lanna culture. As Chiang Rai is part of the Golden Triangle region bordering Laos and Myanmar, it was founded as the capital of the Mingrai dynasty in 1262. Perhaps the most iconic landmark of Chiang Rai city is that of the White Temple, also known as Wat Rong Kun. This beautiful temple is a modern Buddhist shrine featuring interesting sculptures and murals. However, you choose to explore this beautiful province, it is definitely worth noting that the hill tribes are the most unique and interesting feature to see. So there you go on Chiang Rai. That is a place I would definitely like to visit myself. Rocco says, will we see hotel prices hike beyond belief around Christmas? It depends on how successful the opening is. Definitely depends on how successful the opening is. I'm not sure. My apologies to whoever just commented in Thai. I can't read Thai. We only do English on this channel. So I'm very, very sorry. But can't leave your comment up there because I don't know what it says. Therefore, it could get me in trouble with YouTube. MattTech says, greetings. Apology for being grievously late. No worries, MattTech. We're always happy to have you. Charles says, Rocco, depends on how the flood of tourists works. They might be fighting on the few. That's true. Very true. Robert says it's great in Chiang Rai, and I've heard that from a lot of people as well. Number 5, Peranakan. Once the second capital of Thailand, Peranakan's Anutaya. How do you say that word? Anutaya. UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Wats here are some of the most iconic in the country. However, Wat Pra Sri Sanpet is one of the most popular, located in the Royal Palace grounds. I just went through there on, I went through this province on Thursday, by the way. The username was, okay, clearly a troll. Got you. Thank you for you guys updating me on that. I appreciate that. Let's just go ahead and hide that user 100%. So for those of you that don't know, that's troll that tried to speak in Thai. The username was the name of the PM, which is clearly a troll account. So nice try. Anyway, thank you very much for catching that person that caught it. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Rocco says, Alan, I'm already a go to VIP. Thanks, 2LK president. Sure thing. Rocco says, Charles White, but we have always have the time mentality. That's interesting. So I went through that province on, what did I say? Thursday, I think? Yeah, Thursday. No, Friday. And it was a very interesting province. I didn't get to see anything much, but I went through there for a little while. Prep for it says I will be going to Pattaya because there was so many things I never had time to do in 20 days in 2019. Good for you, man. Hey, Frank, good to see you, bud. Thanks for dropping by. Moreover, the small ruins surrounding the pagodas have their own place in history. The crumbled remnants are thought to be those of the old royal housing. The placement of temples in Ayutthaya, I'm not sure how to say it, was strategic, and the city became a hub for global diplomacy and commerce back in the 14th to 18th century. Additionally, it was located above the tidal bore of the Gulf of Siam. Thailand was known as Siam previously. To prevent the attacks of warships and other nations. Overall, its history and beauty is definitely a sight to see. There you go. Number 6, Surat Thani. I have been here. This beautiful place provides features of the Gulf of Thailand broken up by some of the world's most beautiful islands, including the famous island of Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, and Koh Tao. Visitors can island hop to their heart's desires. The Ang Thong National Marine Park is another popular sightseeing trip where nature lovers can trek through the jungles and explore surrounding oceans. Koh Tao is known for its world-class scuba diving. Koh Samui is the largest of the islands and features a shopping mall, large grocery store, and water sports. Surat Thani province is definitely the place to go if you are looking for an epic holiday adventure. So, I would say Surat Thani is definitely a hot tourist hotspot. If you really want to go and enjoy the beauty side of Thailand and also still have nightlife when it opens up, nightlife and plenty of bars, restaurants, that kind of thing. Surat Thani is filled with those things, specifically the town of Krabi town where Onang Beach is. That area has pretty much everything you need. It's a small area, but Raleigh Beach is in that area. You can get the PP Islands there, Koh Lipe, Koh Tao, all the islands that were mentioned, Samui. Everything runs through that area, and it is absolutely beautiful. I have videos on my trip there. Just go to, I believe it's Krabi, the playlist. Check it out. It's awesome. Unbelievable place to travel to. Highly recommend it. Let's see. The Black Filipino TV. Do more. How you been, brother? I'm good. I hope you are. Definitely hope you are. Thanks for dropping by. Charles says, here's a tip I found that works. If the prices are high on the apps, call them directly and offer what you are willing to pay. They will bargain. That's, yeah, good point. That's almost like how we find cheap prices on the flights. Same way, Charles. Thank you. Anna says, prep for it. If you want to go to entertainment areas like Pattaya, I think I'll hold off until fully open up to speed. Otherwise, might be disappointing. And I agree. Unless he's going to stay for a long, long time, I would agree with that statement. Because the Pattaya mayor just came out, last week and said that for now the bars and pubs are remaining closed. And it says, and places in Surat Thani is slated to open their own sandbox starting in the middle of July. Yeah, Koh Samui, etc. That's also true. Very true. But you know that those openings are going to hinge on how well Phuket does. And, well, I just have a feeling about Phuket. But you are correct, and that's very true. 7, Krabi. I didn't realize those were 2 separate provinces. So shame on me. Krabi is the province that I went to. I also went to Surat Thani because I was over in that area. But Krabi province is brimming with amazing things to do and see, all against the backdrop of beautiful limestone cliffs. If you haven't seen some of the channel members' videos from Krabi and just some of the other really cool stuff that I saw while I was in Krabi, I would highly recommend Krabi. Highly recommend Krabi. Krabi and Surat Thani are right there together. Very, very, very good choice. If you're wanting to go island hopping, this is the place to do it, as the islands are unforgettable. Agreed, because that's what I did. Alternatively, for a more adventurous trip, visitors can opt to rent a kayak and paddle around the lagoon in Koh Hong, which, by the way, is a beautiful island, or hike in one of the area's national parks. There are national parks around there. Those who are James Bond fans may want to see the actual island, which the 1974 movie used it as a backdrop. In fact, taking selfies here may just get you a bit of street credibility, the Tiger goes on to say. Furthermore, venturing to PP Islands will have you arriving at the outskirts of Maya Bay, where the famous movie The Beach was filmed. Don't forget your snorkeling gear, as you may want to explore the underwater oasis as well. Krabi is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. That's where Onang Beach is. Surat Thani is kind of on the other side of the Gulf, I would say. A little bit different area over there. But they're next to each other, those two provinces, Krabi and Surat Thani, and they both offer great places. Anon says Krabi, in my opinion, the most beautiful province in Thailand, at least that I've seen so far. I can't disagree with you, Anon. In my opinion as well, that I've seen so far, I agree. We could use a few more thumbs up. Yes, we could. Yes, we could, Bob. Thanks for reminding everybody. MedTech says, I was disappointed with the like-dislike ratio upon your previous live stream. Approximately 17% dislike. Is this typical? Yes. For trolls, a lot of people just don't like this channel because we have a community here, and the channel is successful in its own way, not in terms of numbers, but it's successful in terms of community. Many channels put out lots of videos and have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but how well do they know their subscribers? Like, how well do they know their channel members? How well do they get involved with, the channel itself? Like, for example, when I broke the news about being furloughed, this family that we've created here at DoMoreLife told me they would have my back if something like that ever happened, and they did. I mean, you guys came through in a huge way and continue to do so. People get jealous and envious of that because they don't know how to do it, and it's not that I know how to do it either. The only thing I've done to create the atmosphere on this channel is to keep everything upfront and honest with you guys, to be as transparent as humanly possible without talking about, like the intimate details of my life. And I read your comments, all of them. Like, I get to your comments and I make sure your voice gets heard. You're not just in the background. You're not just somebody that showed up to a live stream. So, and you don't have to super chat on this channel or PayPal on this channel for me to read your comment like you do on some channels. So we've created an atmosphere of community, and people get envious of that. And, my suggestion to them is, don't be envious. Just go out and create your own community. It's really not that difficult. Be honest with people, be truthful. And when you make mistakes, tell them you made a mistake. It's just not that difficult for me. But that is a good question, Matt Tech. Very good question. Rocco says, are you staying in Thailand, JC? Is there work? Yes, and I'm going to talk more about that in the members only video coming up after this one. I will be staying in Thailand. As far as I know now, anyway. Charles says, I like the format here where we get interact live more than just view. Exactly. And thank you, Charles. Appreciate that. Your Mojo has just become a DoMoreLife channel member. Thank you very much, sir. We are looking forward to having you as a member. Welcome. And I'm sure other channel members will welcome you in as well. So thank you for being here and joining up. We'll talk about some other stuff in the live stream coming up. Dale Croker, good to see you, Dale. He says, I agree with you on Krabi. I went there 2 years in a row to escape the smog in Chiang Mai. Hope you get to go back in the next few months. Jeremy, you do a great job. Thank you very much, Dale. I really appreciate that. And again, going back to MedTech's statement, that the comments like that at the end, Jeremy, you do a great job. Those are very important comments. Those are very important words because we don't do drama anymore on this channel. I used to get involved with it, but we just stay away from it now. And because people don't want to hear about this petty nonsense going on between YouTube vloggers and who cares? Let them have their whatever. Let them do whatever they're going to do. They're going to do it anyway. If they pick you out as a target, they're going to come after you and do whatever they can. Maybe it means trying to make you lose your job. Maybe it means going after you financially. Maybe it means harming you in some way. But they're going to do whatever they're going to do anyway. The best thing you can do is be legally prepared for everything, which is exactly what I've done. And I've had few problems recently. I mean, there's always trolls trying to take a dig at this channel, but let them. I mean, we have a family here. It's all good, man. Ty Guy Brian says, I only really watch you 20 seconds in Thailand and retired working for you, all three, and genuinely good people. Thank you, Ty Guy Brian. I appreciate that. I don't know Chris from retired working for you. I met Rob once for 20 seconds in Thailand. Seemed like a really nice guy. I had dinner with him and Kev before Kev passed away, and he seemed like a great guy. I don't know why people have such a problem with him, but he seems like a great guy to me. Big C says, regards from Isan. Big C, it's good to see you, man. I hadn't seen you in a while. Why do I get kicked off the member? Your Mojo, it may be that you don't have the settings set to automatically renew. It's $2.99 a month, in case you guys were wondering how much the channel membership is. But so change your settings to automatic renewal, and you should not have a problem. Lots of welcomes there, and that's awesome, guys. Okay, number 8 is Phuket. I think as much as we talked about Phuket, we don't really need to talk about Phuket anymore. You guys, Phuket's a beautiful island, especially when they're open. There's tons of stuff to do there. The local culture. Bangla Road is a very popular spot to go. And there are many, many viewpoints to take some incredible photos. Number 9, Rayong Province and Koh Samet. I lived in Rayong. For those of you that don't know, I lived there for, I think 16 months. Lived in Rayong. Rayong was not for me. Rayong is the wealthiest province in Thailand. There is a ton of manufacturing in certain parts of Rayong province. In the city of Rayong, there are plenty of things to do. I just didn't find Rayong as attractive as I did other places. And being in Rayong was not the worst thing ever by any means. They have beaches in Rayong, good beaches. In fact, the Ross has a resort that you guys can check out, or his wife's resort, I should say. You guys can check out on his channel, Ross and Rayong. And you can see it on this channel. I have a playlist on it. But he has a resort down near Sun Beach. And Sun Beach is a beautiful, beautiful beach. There are street vendors everywhere, all kinds of seafood. Rayong has some of the best seafood I've ever had in Thailand because it's right next to the ocean. There's just an unlimited supply of things that you could do in Rayong. And if you're an older expat looking to retire somewhere that's safe and somewhere that there are plenty of opportunities to do whatever pretty much you want, that's a good place. There are 2 bus stations in Rayong. There's a big one that'll take you anywhere in Thailand or take you to an airport or whatever. Also, Koh Samet is in. I'm not even reading from the article here. I'm just going to tell you, Koh Samet. Ross and I took a day trip to Koh Samet. Koh Samet is a beautiful little island. It's very beautiful. There's not a lot like nightlife stuff that goes on Koh Samet, but the island itself is spectacular. Especially if you can get into some of the hidden places, right? Some of the places to stay there on the island are extremely affordable. It's probably one of the most affordable islands to stay on in Thailand. I won't say the most affordable, but one of for sure. So yeah, it's a good. I mean, it's just a good bet all the way around. And Koh Samet is very easy to get to from Rayong. You're also very close to Trat Province and Koh Chang when you're in being in the Rayong Province. So that would be I recommend Rayong to anyone, especially if you're over retirement age. It's a really, really, really good fit. And number 10, Chiang Mai. Now, I have not been to Chiang Mai, and I intend to go, but Chiang Mai is nature lovers choose Chiang Mai as their top place to experience a unique and organic trip full of waterfalls, mountains, and rare wildlife. From Doi, Intanon to Maping River, the opportunities are endless when it comes to touring the natural side of northern Thailand. So Chiang Mai is one of the destinations that most people can look up on YouTube and be extremely familiar with. No big surprises there. I would recommend going to Chiang Mai, even though I haven't been there. I've heard enough about it to understand kind of what it would be like there. Let me go back up, and Ty Guy Bryce says, I met Kev. He had an amazing love for life. Yes, he did. And he was a great guy, too. He never didn't answer the phone or call me back when I talked to him. I talked to Kev on several occasions and had dinner with him once. Just a super guy. I mean, he was a great guy. Charles says, please more Phuket talk. Not tired of Phuket news, too much speculation. Agreed. I agree. MedTech says Mike from Live My Ass Off is also a really genuine guy and someone who is a friend. I agree with that 100%. He's my friend as well. He has a good channel. He's doing what do you call it? The 35-year honeymoon tour right now with his better half or to be better half. I'm very happy for him. Very, very happy for him, and nice to see him getting around and just enjoying life. I like Mike a lot. TT, good to see you, brother. Glad you were able to jump on. Hope everything's going well on the road for you. Big C says, never been, but I hear the open mic round is popular. Just agree, Koh Samet is wonderful. Yep, karaoke is very popular in Rayong. There is a little bit of nightlife in the city itself. There are a few places you can indulge in Pattaya-like activities, but Koh Samet is not one of those places, to the best of my knowledge. At least I didn't see any nightlife areas on Koh Samet. Koh Samet's more for people who want to go and really just want to be beach bums and just want to chill out on the island, take pictures, and have a good time. Koh Samet is a beautiful, beautiful place. And if I had it to do over again, I would like to stay there for like a holiday, for example. But I want to go back to Koh Chang when things open up and stay there for a holiday more than I would want to go back to Koh Samet, just simply because I was in Koh Chang, and you can watch my Koh Chang videos. Ross and I went to Koh Chang and stayed. How long did we stay, Ross? 2 nights? I think, yeah, 2 nights. And we stayed on Koh Chang 2 nights and got to see the entire island, but everything was closed at the time. Pretty much everything was closed. But we still had a good time. Managed to talk to some of the locals. It was great. Charles White says, Ty Guy Bry, yeah, didn't get to meet him personally, but miss him. Yep. So do I. Charles. He was a good dude. He really was, in my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't know what he did in the past, or what he did in the future after. Well, we know what happened to the future, but I mean, I don't. They say his past was sketchy. I don't care about people's past. I have a past that's probably worse than half the people listening. So I don't judge people on their past. I don't care. I care about who you are right now. Richard Cyphers, it's good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Hey, this is Matt Tech, mad cool guy. His enthusiasm is contagious. Yes, it is. He's talking about Mike from Live My Ass Off, and yes, it is definitely 100%. Asia Unscripted. I see Dine In is canceled again in Bangkok. Yep. That's just not looking good, man. Rocco says, when I hear Chiang Mai, I would run south. That's different. TT says, I am married to the road and I need a divorce. I hear you, brother. I hear you, man. Ty Guy Bry says that Charles, not many left like Kev, but I'd love to do a DoMoreLife meetup. A lot of good people here. There are a ton of good people that we will be doing a meetup with at some point. I just have to get the time, and I need the opportunity, to get out of education and to get into a different field, for sure. Let me remind channel members, we're going to have a live stream coming up after this one. Okay, so the best cities to visit in Thailand. We actually talked about the cities themselves. Pattaya is personally, because I haven't been to Phuket, so personally, Pattaya is my favorite city to visit, just because of I like the environment. I enjoy it. There's plenty of places to relax and chill. There's Koh Larn. There are many other islands off the coast of Pattaya that you don't hear about because you have to take private boats to get there. Some of the islands are private, but you can pay to get on those islands. The Thai Navy guards them, and you pay the fee, whatever it may be, 300 baht, whatever, to get on there. 21 up, 3 down. That's okay. Charles says, I would love to do a big dining meetup, food piled up, sharing with the family Thai style. Sounds good to me, man. Thailand's most famous tourist destinations. We talked about Chiang Mai, Pattaya, Phuket, Bangkok, and more. In Bangkok, there's plenty of stuff to do, guys, for tourists. I mean, plenty. If you're coming for tourism 2021 or beyond, as soon as Bangkok opens back up, and the bars and the nightlife and the restaurant and all that stuff, when Bangkok's fully open, there's a ton of stuff to do here. Okay, a ton of stuff to do. You literally could come here and spend a month and not do everything, honestly. So with Pattaya, you're going to get plenty of nightlife, plenty of parasailing, plenty of shopping, all that stuff. And I would imagine Chiang Mai and Phuket would be about the same way. Thailand's latest travel news and updates we've covered in many of the videos. There's nothing really I can bring to you today except the actual numbers. Barely scratching the surface in Bangkok is a thing for sure. And number 7, I wanted to talk about the Phuket sandbox model, and we've covered that. We've covered that in length. So as of right now, the sandbox model is the same it was yesterday. If you want to go back to yesterday's video and watch what we talked about in reference with the Phuket sandbox model, nothing's really changed. There's still many unknowns. Steve Banfield says you should head up to Isan, a different Thailand. I believe you. I definitely believe you. I happen to know a few people from Isan, and it sounds like a very different Thailand, Steve. That would be definitely an adventure for me. Anna says Kanchanaburi is severely underrated. Great place to visit. Really nice town. Historic, very scenic. I think I've been through there once, if I'm not mistaken. And I took some pictures, but I was on a work trip. So not 100% sure on that. But again, that's why we had this chat, places and things for you guys to see and places for you to go when you come to Thailand, and also update you a little bit on what travel and tourism is going to look like. Matt Jake says, "Oh, I love Bangkok." Yeah, and the good thing about Bangkok is you can go, you can literally get anywhere in the city via the, well, pretty much anywhere in the city via the BTS and MRTs and all the other different colored lines that they have running through here. If not, you can take a bolt car, you can get a taxi, you can get a tuk-tuk, you can get motorbike taxis. There's always a way to get around in Bangkok. I love Bangkok too. And if I have to leave Bangkok, I will miss it for sure. That being said, guys, we're going to wrap this live stream up because I have to do one with my channel members. So I want to thank all of you for coming out today. I appreciate all your comments very, very much. Appreciate you guys participating in the live stream very much. And I appreciate all my channel members, my moderators being here. Thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. On your way out, please leave a thumbs up if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. And channel members, give me about 10 to 15 minutes. And we will have our live stream going on. So just hang around the community tab and make sure that you channel members that you have beside the subscribe button, the bell note, click the bell and click all to make sure you get the notification for the video. I will see you channel members in about 10 to 15 minutes, and everyone else, I will see you on the next video. Next week's going to be very busy for me. I will try to get as many videos out as I can, but I don't know exactly what that number will be, if any. It may be next weekend before I give you guys another live stream. So that being said, everybody take care, have a blessed day, and whatever you do today, be sure you do more life. See ya.